country's most fascinating young songwriter. I'm gonna like hang that Rolling Stone quote on my house somewhere. I couldn't imagine bribing someone for a better tagline in an article. When I read it, I was like, no, this isn't real. It's just like so crazy.
What is your most prized possession?
Oh man, probably my house. I grew up in the house that I live in, and I was able to buy it from my family when my grandparents passed away. And I love this part of Dallas so much, the East Dallas area. I feel like a lot of artists and service industry people and musicians make up this portion of Dallas. And it's also the most culturally diverse part of Dallas.
I don't know what it is. The east part of cities is just the coolest part. East Atlanta is cool. East Nashville is cool.
It's true. Yeah. Now, me and my friends talk about that all the time. We've tried to figure it out. We're like, maybe it's just how cities were set up 100 years ago, when they were built. Something about where the river runs through the city or something. I have no idea, but it's true. It seems like the art is usually on the east side.
Is this the only house you've ever lived in?
House? Yes. My only house I've ever lived in. I couch surfed for like a decade. Right out of high school, I went and hit the road and didn't really have a permanent address for almost 10 years.
All right, so we can say the only place that mail with your name on it ever arrived is this house.
Yes, that's true. Growing up with my grandparents was awesome. My grandfather was a musician and he had a big record collection. So like a lot of the music that I got started playing was like hanging out with him in his workshop.
Do you have an early memory of a record that he played that blew you away?
Sure. Louvin Brothers, Flat and Scruggs, the Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed collaboration records, lots of bluegrass stuff.
Do you still dig on bluegrass?
Yeah. There's actually a song on the new record called Play You a Song where I get to do a little bit of flat picking. And there's dobro and banjo and fiddle on there. I still listen to a lot of bluegrass, and at some point I'm going to dedicate myself to being a better bluegrass picker. I love watching those guys play, and I didn't have anyone to show me how to do it the right way, so I kind of faked my way through it. But yeah, one day I'll be a good flat picker. I love Tony Rice and all those guys. So,
well, this one was, I think I know the answer to it, but what is your favorite city in the world?
I love Dallas. I mean, I really do. I wouldn't move anywhere else. I haven't traveled that much around the world, but Bergen, Norway was pretty special. So, yeah,
I saw you played some gigs up in Norway. They love Americana and bluegrass for some reason in Norway.
Yeah, totally. They know more about it than I do. Like, I had people there that were really excited to talk to me about country music, and then they started quizzing me and like, remember on Townes Van Zant's second record when this guy produced it and this guy came in to do a guitar session or whatever? And I was like, no, I don't. I was like, I don't know that much, sorry. And then they would get disappointed. Like, I was thinking maybe it's some new thing, like maybe that's what young people there are into. I don't know how someone here might be into South African rap or, whatever, like, it's like this exotic thing. But then I went there and started to learn like why they like the music, and it's just part of their culture. Like they have basically Scandinavia's version of McDonald's is this place called Max Burger. And I was sitting there and like an Alabama song came on and I was like, all right, that's not that weird. They had some pretty big pop hits. And then next there was Glenn Campbell, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And then the next song on was like a deep cut Tom T. Hall song. And I was like, what is going on? Like, that was just their random in-store music at a fast food restaurant in Sweden. There's some artists that like aren't a big deal here. I mean, they are a big deal, but in the culture, not like in pop culture. But like Tom T. Hall is one of those artists where like even country fans, you can ask them about Tom T. Hall and they wouldn't know that much about his discography, but like he's like a pop star in Sweden. It's really weird.
If you won the lottery, what would be your first Indulgent purchase?
My first Indulgent purchase.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about helping other people. I want to know what you would do for you.
I think that I would buy, I mean, how big was this lottery?
It was a big one, dude.
Like a big one. I would definitely buy a yacht in the Mediterranean equipped with a recording studio and a couple jet skis and just spend the next 5 years on the water writing songs and mailing them in to the label from the middle of the Mediterranean for sure.
Know what you would name the yacht?
Probably something dumb and redneck. In the end, I'd come up with a lot of clever names, and then one of my friends would convince me to name it Irene or something. I don't know. Not that Irene is dumb and redneck. I'm going to put out a third record, and I have an idea for the name, so maybe I'd name it that. See you next time. That'd probably be the name of the yacht.